Hi, welcome to another version of the Code Coder. I'm your Code Coder, and I'm here to make you great and help you innovate. That was hard to get out that time. Anyway, today we are continuing with iPhone app development. We are talking about Swift. We are in Xcode, and we are actually in Swift Playgrounds. And we're going to learn today about a storage container called Dictionaries. Now, dictionaries aren't very common. Most people use arrays, but today, hopefully by the end of this lecture, you guys will see the power of using a dictionary. Let's get started. I'm going to click on the playground file. Yeah, so it's saying I had one open earlier, and hopefully I don't open the wrong one. There we go. Okay, that's nice. All right, so here is my playgrounds. This is a great place to mess around with code and test it out before you put it into your deployment. So anyway, with collections or with dictionaries, storage collections, this is a dictionary. A dictionary is a little bit like this. Let's start with the United States. So in the United States, you have states. You can either say CA or California, WA or Washington. So let's go ahead and make a U.S. state dictionary. All right. So let's go var U.S. states. And the dictionary looks a lot like an array because it starts with an open bracket. But let's go ahead and start with that Washington one. And you're going to use a colon, and then the definition of it would be Washington. No different than like a dictionary, a word, and then its definition. There's two sides. The great thing is both sides don't have to be the same type of data. So on one side, in a second I'm going to show you, in one side you could use a number, and then on the value it could be a string, so which could be very valuable. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go, how about MA for Massachusetts. And then how about we do a, I don't know, TX for Texas. Okay, so that's a dictionary item right there. It's called U.S. states, and its values it has two things. It has a key and a value. The key is on the left side. Okay, that's what it might be. You search through a database for its key and then print its value. Okay, and the value is actually Washington, the full spelling. All right. There's another way you can do it, which I talked about earlier, which was if you just do, I have it already written here. If we'll talk about that later. Okay, so what if you had fractions where you wanted the decimals because you want to make a calculation, but in your UI you want to actually put 3/4 or a half, or the string of what the representation of a quarter would be. And so you could do something like this. Okay, so I took a shortcut. I had this already printed out earlier. Okay, so there you go. So that's two different reasons to do it. It's nice. You could search the database for its key pair and then print its value, and then later I'm going to show you how to print both or one or both, the key or the value later on. Okay, so let's talk about accessing the data inside a dictionary. Okay, so let me get rid of this real quick, and let's stay with that state example, and let's go ahead and do a loop. Let's loop through the dictionary and see what it has. But you'll see that all values in dictionaries are optionals. So we have a great way to error catch to make sure there's something there. And we could also use the infamous if let statement. All right, so if let lone star state equal, let's go US states. It's going to help me with some code completion there. And let's say if I have Texas in my dictionary. Okay, and let's say if it does have Texas in the dictionary, let's have something happen. Let's print something to the screen, something simple like I have Lone Star. Make sure I get it spelt correctly with capitalization. It counts. Lone Star State. Close it in my dictionary. Okay, so there's that's how you actually print a string with a variable in it. We talked about that before, so you could see that I do have Texas in there, and of course the error catching would be else print I don't have that state in my dictionary. Okay, so there you go. All right, so you could see that if I had Texas, it would obviously print the Lone Star State. And look how nice it's because it's kicking out the value. It's a nice sentence. I have Texas in my dictionary. If you did something like, let's say, instead of, well, I'll show you that if I have Washington, the Washington will show up. Okay, and if I have Massachusetts, okay, I have Massachusetts in there. And then what if I have like Florida? Okay, if I actually look for the key value Florida, nope, I don't have that in my state. So that's a nice way to do it with error correction and everything else. Yeah, the if-let statement. You remember that from earlier lessons, and get used to using that. Okay, let's talk about some more stuff. So what if you want to add some stuff to your dictionary? So let's say add another state. Let's go U.S. states. Let's type like a Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah. All right, there's Minnesota, and let's say, yeah. Okay, did I get that right? Did I spell that right? Yes, I spelled that right. All right, so there's Minnesota. So now if I go ahead and I'm just going to type in U.S. states. Okay, and you'll see if I type in U.S. states, it'll actually print the states out. So here they are. If you look at them, it added Minnesota to the very beginning of that dictionary. And actually, I like looking at it because it says key MN, value Minnesota. Pretty cool. So that's how you add. Now, remember I said that these are optionals. Everything in a dictionary is an optional. All right. If it's an optional, then guess what you can do? You can, set it to nil. All right. So let's go U.S. states. Let's go MA. And we'll get rid of MA and we'll set it to nil. Okay. And then once again, we'll go ahead and print out U.S. states to the screen. Okay, and you'll see over here, if I click on it, no more Massachusetts. Gone. Okay, so yeah, so you can add and then you could subtract, and that's how you do it. Let's talk about some properties. Now I'm going to go away from the state, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of all this. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of all this, and I'm going to bring up my other example I had. Let's say I have a basket of fruit, and I'm going to write my dictionary like this. I pre-wrote it, so it's a little bit faster. Okay, so let's say I have a fruit basket that has apples in it. They're 50 cents, bananas are $1, orange are 75. I'm actually going to use strings for both sides of this with this example. All right, and I could use something like this. If fruit basket dot is empty, I can print I don't have any fruit. Okay, if it's empty. Else, okay, let's print up what we do have in the basket. Okay, I have let's go fruit basket dot count. Okay, so that's another property we can do. And pieces of fruit for sale. Okay, there we go. So I forgot to put this in parentheses, so there we go. And so now you can see down here in the debugger it says I have 3 pieces of fruit for sale. So, okay, if it's empty, just say, hey, I have no fruit, but else go ahead and go through the basket and see how many you have. Actually, we're not going to loop through, we're just saying count. So the count property gives you the exact count of what's in your dictionary. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's loop through a dictionary. Okay, and we're going to show you how to do that. And this is kind of neat because on one side we're going to use the keys to loop through, and the other one we're going to use the values. Okay, so let's do this for fruit in fruitbasket.keys. It's a property. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and print. Okay, there we go. See what that looks like. See if I got everything right. One fruit costs fruit basket. Yeah, I think I have one too many quotes here. They go there and then quote that up. There we go. All right. So for keys, I'll go through this. It says I have 3 pieces of fruit. That's this one up here. Okay, let's actually get rid of that one because I don't want that to be confused with something. Okay, so there we go. So one orange costs 75 cents, one apple costs 50 cents, and one banana costs $1. So it basically looped through the keys. Okay, and remember the keys are apple, orange, banana. All right, so the fruit, it basically printed the fruit here, but if I want to do the actual value of each index of the fruit basket, I actually go fruit basket with the staple basket, and I could go fruit. So fruit basket index 0 is 75 cents, 1 is 50 cents, and 1 is $1. So it's going through, it's naming the key, and then it's printing the fruit. That's pretty nice. Let's do the same thing for value. Okay, let's actually get rid of this one because actually I want to compare it at the end. So let's go for price in fruit basket. There it is. I like when code completion's awesome. This time we'll start looking at the values, and let's print. Okay, so we got something like that, and let's see where did I mess up this time. Okay, yeah, so that looks good. Where did I mess this up? Print. I have fruit value, and let's see if they could. No, here's new value. So fruit basket dot value, and it's not value, it's values. Okay, that's the property. There it is, right there. Dictionary values. Okay, so now you can see it says I have a piece of fruit that costs 75 cents. Okay, I have so 75 cents, and it's going through and it's finding the by values. All right, and then it's going ahead and printing the price through it. So you could use fruit.basket keys and fruit.values values. All right, so you could use either one to search through the dictionary, and that's really all there is for dictionaries. I'll tell you the one time I really needed a dictionary is when I was doing a calendar. We did 2-minute warning. It's actually in the App Store, and we actually had to do regular schedule, and then the value would be what is the regular schedule time. So we used it with a kind of a calendar type of deal. So it can be really powerful, and something you'll have to find the right place for, but dictionaries, really great. In fact, making you great, helping you innovate. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.